Okay, class. So since you are done discussing about mass communication ethics and journalistic ethics for this video lecture, we will be talking about defamation and its categories. So ano mga ba ang defamation? Okay, so defamation is a publication of a statement which exposes a person to hatred, ridicule, contempt, and or causes him to be shunned or avoided by right-thinking members of a society. So sa madaling sabi, ang defamation ay nag-o-occur, halimbawa, if anything na sinabi mo or isinulat mo sa isang tao which was publicized, was injurious to his or her good name at nakasira sa kanyang reputation, that is considered as defamation. So the context of defamation happens when you said or what you have written about that person which was injurious nga to his character was transmitted to a third party. So halimbawang merong nakarinig sa sinabi mo na hindi maganda tungkol sa kausap mo ganon, kahit isa lang, sabi nga din kasi third party, that is considered as defamation kasi in-expose mo na yung tao na yun sa ridicule, contempt, and napahiya na siya. So yun. Okay. So para masabi natin na ang isang statement ay defamatory to a person, so meron tayong mga tinitignan na mga situations. Like for example, the example in letter A, lower him in the estimation of right-thinking men. If yung sinabi mo na yon is nakapag-cause na bumaba ang paningin ng mga tao sa kanya, so yun, that is defamatory. So letter B is kung what you have said or mentioned is cause that person to be avoided by other person or people. Then C is expose him to hatred, contempt, or ridicule. Kung ang sinabi mo na yon is nag-cause na kamuhian siya or kainisan siya at magalit sa kanya yung mga tao. Letter D conveys an imputation on him, disparaging or injurious to him in his office, profession, calling, trade, or business. So this one is very critical kasi kung yung sinabi mo na yon is nakapag-cause ng or yung information na sinabi mo is nakasira sa kanyang sa kanyang pagkatao, sa kanyang profession, lalong-lalo na sa kanyang business. So that is considered as defamatory. And lastly, if what you have said injured his financial credit. Okay. So what are the essentials of defamation? So ano nga ba yung mga elements or points na titingnan natin para makakitaan natin yung isang situation na we can file a case of defamation. So ano ba yung mga elements ng defamation? So number one is publication. So sabi dyan, the offending statement must have been published. So yun. So when we say it was published, meaning it was made viewable, accessible, and available in the public. Kung yung sinabi mo na yun na defamatory statement ay halimbawa posted sa Facebook and was set in public, maraming nakakita. So ganoon yun. And in-air mo publicly sa iyong Facebook account. So yung yan, ginawa mong status, Facebook status. So, ayun, that one is an element of publication. So, sabi dyan, ang publication means that the statement was communicated to a third party other than the plaintiff. So, pag-usapan na natin kanina yan, na kahit isang tao lang makarinig sa sinabi mo sa isang tao na hindi maganda or nakasira sa kanyang credibility as a person or as a professional, that is considered as, that can be considered as a defamation case. O yan, so we have an example here. Alam naman natin yung issue ni Wilbert Tolentino and Zainab Harake kung saan si Wilbert Tolentino, nag-Facebook live siya, i-disclose niya in public yung mga private conversation nila ni Zainab kung saan pinintisan ni Zainab yung mga artista o yung mga vloggers na pinag-uusapan nila sa kanilang conversation. So, actually, so parang yung ginawa kasi ni Wilbert na yun, na-trigger lang din sa ginawa ni Zainab Haraki kung saan si Zainab ay parang nag-post at isa sa mga tinutukoy niya doon is si Wilbert Tolentino. So kahit wala namang binanggit na pangalan doon, but nung binasa ni Wilbert yung statement ni Zainab sa Facebook na yan, which was made public, naka-public talaga yung post niya na yan. So sure sa sarili niya na siya yung tinutukoy ni Zainab dito na bading na akala mo, inay-inay mo. So yun yung case nila. So but that case I think actually this is an obvious case of defamation in the form of cyber libel kasi both nila ginawa online yung yung pagdi-disclose ng information and yung kanilang parang siniraan kasi nila yung isa't isa dyan. So yun. So we have a special case here. So halimbawa, yung mag-asawa ay nag-away in public at naglabasan sila ng mga baho sa isa't isa in public. So it will not account to a defamation case kasi as regarded by law, iisang tao lang sila. So sabi nga dyan, communication of defamatory matter by husband to wife and vice versa does not amount to publication since they are regarded as one person for that practical purpose. So halimbawa naman ay nakasalubong mo yung kaaway mo dyan sa CAS lobby tapos kayong dalawa lang nandun na tao at sinabi mo siya na siya ay social climber, ayan, wala namang nakarinig. So hindi mo siya pwedeng sampahan ng kaso na defamation kasi nga wala namang third party na nakarinig eh. So yan. So okay, let's move on to the next slide. So ano po ba yung mga elements ng defamation? So we have malice, damage, and repetition. So malice. So actually malice, it is very hard to prove kasi sabi dyan is, ang malice is evil motive or yung rason mo, personal reasons mo bakit mo ginawa dyan. So sabi dyan, kaya nga sinasabi ko na we considered malice as very hard to prove kasi sabi dyan, if the plaintiff can prove the existence of a malicious intention, the defense of fair comment by the defendant will be defeated. Actually, napakadali kasing napakadaling i-deny niyan na you do not have malice when you said that statement or you do not have an evil intention. Once na gusto mo magsampa ng kaso ng defamation sa isang tao at i-deny niya na yung ginawa niya na yun is walang malice or wala siyang evil intent, you no longer have a case of defamation. So ganun lang siya. Ang hirap kasing i-prove niyan. So kumbaga parang mag-historical pa kayo dyan. Titingnan pa yung history ng relationship nyo ng taong nakapagsabi sa iyo ng hindi maganda. So yun. And okay, so balikan natin yung case ni Zainab Haraki and ni Wilbert Tolentino. So Mari, so sa tingin niyo ano yung parang naging rason kung bakit nag-live si Wilbert Tolentino at i-disclose nila yung private conversation ni Zainab Haraki. So it is because nasaktan siya doon sa post ni Zainab Haraki na parang pinariringgan siya na akala mo inay-inay mo nga kang gano'n, di ba parang Aladdin naman parang ay doon to siguro kung tatry rin siya or what, gano'n. So merong yung ginawa ni Wilbert na yun is parang merong intent, kumbaga parang sabi ko kanina na yun yung rebuttal niya. Kumbaga parang may intention din siya na parang talagang hindi maganda yung intent niya nung ginawa niya yung Facebook Live, which is parang sirain yung credibility ni Zainab Haraki. So damage, another element of defamation is damage. So ang damage here is sa context ng defamation is quantifiable loss as a result of defamation. So sabi dyan, the plaintiff must prove some special or actual damage to succeed in his claim. So, punta na lang tayo sa case ni Zainab. Si Zainab kasi is mas sikat siya kaysa kay Wilbert Tolentino. On the case of Zainab, as a vlogger, ano ba yung quantifiable loss na pwedeng mawala sa kanya, di ba? So marami siyang Facebook followers, YouTube followers, and she earns money from vlog. So if ever na nag-push yung case na yan, meron siyang kasama yung kasama na yung tatlong element na yan, publication, malice, and damage if ever nabawasan yung kanyang follower. Then the next one is repetition. So repetition, sabi dyan, though it is not an essential condition for defamation. Every repetition of a defamatory statement in writing, orally, in any other form amounts to a fresh publication. Kung halimbawa ay na-publish na siya nailagay na nga sa YouTube, na-upload na sa YouTube, sa Facebook, tapos halimbawang tapos na yung issue at naulit pa. Kasi na ulit na naman na i-publish, so repetition yun, and this may create a fresh cause of legal action. So sabi dyan, repetition and dissemination of defamatory matter may necessitate the suing of the printer, publisher, author, and vendor, news agent in the case of books, newspapers, and magazines. So yan, pwedeng kasuhan yung mga yan. But yung mga vendor, kasi syempre usually mga vendor ay hindi naman sila well-educated. Ngayon, madadawit lang sila sa kaso kung halimbawang parang naging instrument sila para ipagkalat yung information na yun o yung news or chismis na yun na katulad nga nung nangyari kila Zainab Harake. Yan. But sabi dyan nga, kung mapuprove niya na yung kanyang ignorance na hindi niya alam na yung shinare niya na information na yun is libelous, hindi siya madadawit sa cash, so hindi siya makakasuhan kasi sabi nga dyan, di ba, ignorance of the law excuses no one. Parang hindi rin excuse yon na hindi niya alam na ang pinakakalat niya na yon is libelous. So yun. So he has to prove that hindi niya alam na libelous yung yung statement na pinakakalat niya. So punta naman tayo ngayon sa categories of defamation.